There it was, the mighty Toyota Mark X. Well, maybe mighty is a bit generous. At the time it looked more like a sad tin can that had lost a brawl with Father Time and every weather condition imaginable. Rusted edges, a flat tire, and... was that a bird's nest in the engine bay? Yep. So why on earth did I, a person with only basic mechanical skills and a knack for bad decisions, buy this particular Mark X? Well, my dad used to have one when I was a kid, and every time he'd rev it up it sounded like an excited lawnmower. Nostalgia is a funny thing. It makes you forget the smell of old oil and regret. Step 1. Clean it up. Or, as I like to call it, exfoliate the Mark X. With each swipe of the sponge, I discovered just how much rust this car had collected. It was like an archaeological dig, only instead of treasure, I found old soda cans and what I think was once a squirrel. Then came the fun part, dismantling. If you've ever tried to unscrew a 50-year-old bolt, you'll know it's not a battle of strength, but pure stubbornness. And let me tell you, this car was winning. The engine was a mess, a greasy, chaotic mess. Rebuilding it felt like trying to teach algebra to a hyperactive kid. But slowly, piece by piece, it started coming together. Each part I replaced was a little victory. A new carburetor, spark plugs, and a shiny exhaust pipe that made me feel like a true mechanic, or at least a better-than-average tinkerer. Next, the paint job. I wanted a classic look, so I chose baby blue. Of course, painting it involved hours of sanding and priming, during which I resembled a human snowman covered in white dust. But when the first coat of blue went on, oh, it was magic. The interior was another beast. The seats were ripped, the dashboard cracked. I reupholstered the seats myself, which led to some creative vocabulary. But when I installed the final piece, a retro-style radio, I felt like I'd given the Mark X its soul back. Then came the big moment, starting the engine. I'd rehearsed this in my head so many times. I turned the key, and nothing. A click. My heart sank. But after a few adjustments and a pep talk to the Mark X, "Come on, buddy, you've got this." I turned the key again. This time, it roared to life. Well, more like a purr, but to me, it sounded like a symphony. The first drive was unforgettable. With the windows down and the radio playing some old Beatles tunes, it felt like I'd traveled back in time. Every gear shift was a reminder of the hours spent in that garage, covered in grease and doubt. This car wasn't just restored, it was reborn. And maybe, in the process, I found a part of myself, too. The part that loves a good challenge, a little chaos, and the satisfaction of seeing something broken become whole again. Restoration is more than fixing a car. It's about creating stories, finding patience, and realizing that even the rustiest things can shine again.